good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Reese, the Sideliner, as always. And last night, we had the debut of Freak Time. I know I said I wouldn't call him that, but I'm calling him that for now. Dame and Giannis debut. Oh, man. Beautiful, beautiful basketball was played last night, bro. Both games. The Bucks game, the Lakers-Suns game. Just great games, bro. Especially when we got to the fourth quarter of both those games. Really, like grinded out type games where the defense was more important than the offense for stretches of the quarter. And yeah, bro, we're just gonna get into both those games. I'm gonna do it at the top of the video, so I don't forget, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, like the videos, you know what I'm saying? If you like the content, you're here for a reason. You enjoy basketball, free plug. And yeah, comment something down below, bro. We trying to build a community over here. If y'all want to discuss something, I'm here to talk it out with y'all. But yeah, the first basket for Dame and Giannis off the pick and roll. Clean, easy layup for Giannis. Then he got a turnaround fade over PJ Tucker at the free throw line, grabbing the board, spinning on the break, running on the floor, finding cash for a three. It was an electric start for Giannis and the Bucks, slamming it over the defenders, man, like he was really hooping out there in that first half. But he did, however, have 4 turnovers at the break. So there was, there were moments where he was just a little out of control and sloppy with the ball, so to speak. But his defensive impact was top notch, second to none, of course. You could see he's really locked in on that end of the floor, especially having a guy like Damian Lillard, who we're gonna get into in a second. But oh my, bro, like Dame, oh my gosh, bro, this is gonna be crazy, bro. Giannis, in an interview recently, said that this is Dame's team. That's kind of wild that a 28-year-old player of Giannis's caliber, 2 times MVP, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, would hand his team over to a 33-year-old aging star in Damian Lillard. I understand what he meant by that, as far as like Dame has been there. No, I don't know, because Dame ain't won shit. Giannis is literally an MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. He's a champion of finals, and that doesn't make sense. But no, for the way that last night went, needing Dame to really carry the load offensively, because Giannis is, for whatever reason, couldn't hit a shot throughout the game. He was just like 45%, 10 of 22 from the field. He did not hit a 3 last night, but he had 13 rebounds. He finished the game off with 23 points, a few assists, a couple steals in the block, and a couple blocks. So, like I said, his impact all around the floor was felt for sure. But the man of the night, the man of the hour, Damian Lillard, he got it going in that second quarter. 17 points for the quarter, 21 going into the half. This was a true 3-level threat out there. The Bucks just ballooned an 18-point lead off of his momentum. And once he hit that and-1 3 to start the game, I knew he was zoned in, bro. He had 2 of them, but the second one got waved off. They caught it on the floor. He should have had 2 and-1 threes in the same game. Is crazy. But they waved it off. He did go perfect from the free throw line in this game, 17 of 17. Just amazing, bro. Really, like, kept it going all game. 39 points to close out the debut. It wasn't the prettiest shooting night, but he hit them when they mattered the most, especially in that fourth quarter, finishing off with 13 points in the biggest buckets to close out the games. The step back 3 over, I forget who he hit it over, but the step back 3 really secured that game for them. 13 points came in the last 4 minutes of the game. So just really a clutch performance for Damian Lillard in his debut for the Milwaukee Bucks. It surprised me that Chris Middleton played just 16 minutes. I guess they're monitoring his minutes to begin the season. Just 6 points for the game, a couple rebounds and an assist here, but he didn't really have that much of an impact on the game. Just imagine if he were to play the full game, or 28, 32 minutes, what he could have done to help, so it wouldn't have been such a close game down late in the game. But, just get him in there gradually. He is an aging, player in this league that just went through a serious knee surgery. So I could understand the hesitancy on getting him out there. Adrian Griffin is a new head coach, but he's been a part of the Bucks staff for the past few years now. especially during that championship run. He played a huge role in just getting the team together. So he knows what he's doing as far as Chris Middleton goes. And then the bigger story, I guess, for the game, well, not really because Dame did his thing, but no James Harden for the first game of the season. He was not allowed to travel with the team. They literally told him, he tried to get on a plane and they told him, no, you can't come with us. But I don't think he actually was suspended though. Like it's not, yeah. What I was trying to say is they are investigating James Harden and the 76ers, the NBA is, for seeing if they violated, because like I said, I don't think that the 76ers came out and said that James Harden was suspended for game 1. So it was really just him sitting out, and that's kind of, going against the new terms that they put in as far as you can't sit a star unless they have a valid reason. So they're kind of, I guess, under investigation for that. But rightfully so, he wasn't allowed to travel with the team. I don't think that should have, that's a little too far. He wanted to be there. He actually showed up. He wanted to be there. But due to his, behavior throughout the offseason, I can understand why they wouldn't want that distraction, so to speak, on the bench. But yeah, kind of an underwhelming return for Joel Embiid to the floor, the MVP. Just 12 shot attempts at the start of the fourth quarter. He wasn't really being aggressive offensively. In that first quarter, he couldn't really get it going. A lot of attention on him without James Harden being out there. Just the fact that he is the reigning MVP, there's a lot of attention on him to start the game early on. But he did end up finding his shot later on in the game. 8 points to start the third quarter. He hit a few shots from three. Came alive a little bit in that fourth quarter to give the Sixers a little bit of boost of energy on the run. But the 7 turnovers, that's too much for any guy. Whether it's, your point guard, your secondary guard, but your center, that's definitely this. Not just to mention the reigning MVP, like I just said, that's way too many turnovers. So that really hurt them, the Sixers. That really hurt them throughout the game. Like there were times where he would just lose the ball and the Bucks were running, getting easy points in transition. They did only lose by 1. So let's just say he had 4 turnovers. Had they scored on 1, maybe even 2 of those possessions, it would have been a different game. So that's something that they, I know he'll work better at going throughout the season. But he also needs to work on crashing the glass. He had just as many rebounds as turnovers, and that's not going to get it done as a 7-foot MVP. Like MVP, bro. Come on. I'm going to just keep saying it. He was the MVP. 7 rebounds is inexcusable, especially when Damian Lillard's out there grabbing 8. Come on. Now, a bright spot, really, really bright spot for the 76ers was Kelly Oubre, man. Really, man, hell of an impressive game, bro. Like, dead ass. Like, after months after wondering what the hell's going on with Kelly Oubre, why doesn't he have a contract? And then the 76ers snagging him, right before training camp on such a, relatively cheap deal for the production he had the prior season. That's another diamond in the rough finding for an NBA team, bro. No, not really diamond in the rough because we know what he is, but that's a steal. That's a steal. 10 points in the first quarter and 6 minutes off the bench, 13 for the half, 4 threes for the half. 4 threes by the time the third quarter ended. He had 19 points, 27 for the game, hitting big threes all game long. And he didn't really take a bad shot all night. He shot 80% for the night. His defense, there's a lot to be desired there. But as far as the offense goes, that was really all that the Sixers had tonight on the bench was Kelly Oubre, especially with DeAnthony Melton not being very productive offensively for the Sixers. That was much needed. And Maxey, bro, OMG, he was balling, bro. He was getting to the line early in the game. 7 points opened up the second quarter for the Sixers. That was kind of pretty much all the life that they had in that quarter. But once, the game started going a little bit more, his facilitation picked up. Six assists going into the fourth quarter. His acceleration and his speed is like up there with De'Aaron Fox, bro. He's one of the fastest dudes in the league, bro. And that was a problem for Milwaukee's defense all night. Just getting fouls, easy buckets at the rim. He really has that what I was mentioning in his playoff run. He can get to the rim, but he's kind of out of control. He needs to, figure out how to have more control over his finishes at the rim. And you saw a lot of that tonight, bro. Finished the game off with 31 points, 8 assists, 0 turnovers. 8 of 10 from the free throw line. He hit a deep three, contested too, late in the game to cut the Bucks lead to 7. It made the game look a little bit more respective than it was to begin with. It was like a 10-point lead with like 3 minutes to go in that game. But Maxey, Oubre, these guys stepping up and doing their part offensively. Late in the game, Joel Embiid's defense on Giannis was a reason why they were still able to make it. They could have had a chance to win this game. For Tobias Harris, he had a solid game, a little bit quiet game though. 8 of 9 shooting, so he only missed the 1 shot of the 9 that he took. 20 points for the game, 7 rebounds, but like I said, it was a relatively quiet game for Tobias Harris. He did hit some big shots during runs that, gave them leads or, just slowed down the momentum of Milwaukee. So he was there and present, but not anything, over the top. It's just a regular Tobias Harris game. He had a really solid game. Like I said, it was a dog fight in both of these games last night, late in the fourth quarters. Philly went on a 12-0 run with the Bucks not being able to score, but the Bucks, that would have been damned if they laid down and rolled over and just gave this game to Philly. Went on a 16-2 run to respond to that 12-0 run, and that's how they, that Damian Lillard burst of scoring 13 points in the last 4 minutes really sealed the deal for the Milwaukee Bucks. So Dame time is alive and well in Milwaukee, game 1. And then for the second game of last night, look at me stutter. The hot start for the Los Angeles Lakers, 7-0 against the Phoenix Suns to come out of the gate. But then they kind of slowed down. Phoenix spun that on a 17-5 run, and it really stagnated LA offensively. They were stuck at 16 for quite a while. LeBron checked out of the game, and that's where the stagnation really began. 2 of 11 once he hit the bench. It just wasn't looking good, bro. 35% for the quarter. They were rolling once he got back in, though. Went on their own run, but Darvin Ham pulled him out again in the second, and Phoenix went on a 13-3 run. So it seems to me like when LeBron is off of the floor, this is going to be a very, very struggle season, so to speak, for the Lakers. Because whenever he is on the floor, the team looks good on both ends of the floor. Offensively, he's having them play with more control, more synergy, attention to detail. Like, it's just a different feel when he is on the court. And even on the defensive end, they're playing more together. The help side is there. Like, there's more communication. Like, it looks good I'm glad to see. He really ropes him in, and come on, it's LeBron James, bro. If you don't listen to LeBron, your minutes is probably gonna get cut, and you more than likely is gonna be out the door once trade deadline comes around. So, it's in their best interest if they, take heed to what he's saying. D'Angelo Russell, he had a solid start to this game, man. 10 points, 4 of 8 shooting in the first half. Was getting to the rim with ease on some really, really nice moves, bro. This is why I am a fan of D'Angelo Russell, although he does frustrate me, and I wish he wasn't. Sometimes I wish he wasn't a part of the Lakers, because I am such a fan of Bron, and it, frustrates me to see LeBron, not being able to succeed, being a fan of him. But this was a solid game for him. Euro step here, stutter step, ankle, Euro step there, cross, blow by, float to the rim. It really impressed me how he played for the first 3 quarters, and then the fourth quarter comes around and he's doing the bonehead plays, a 4-on-1 fast break, and he pulls the ball out. Like, he's attacking. He pulls out, dribbles to the 3-point line, kicks it to Gabe in the corner. Gabe kicks it back to him on the wing, and he misses a 3. A 4-on-1 fast break. But Anthony Davis, he could have just threw the lob, anything, just throw it up to AD, because they had, I think it was Josh Okogie down there. So there are some bonehead plays that he still is making, but I was impressed with how he started the game and, was able to stay on the court. His defense didn't look terrible. He got a couple of steals in the passing lane. I really like D'Angelo Russell's game last night. Then for Anthony Davis, great bounce back game. As every other Davis, you know what I'm saying? He's going to be off this night. Well, he didn't really have an off night game one. It was an off half. He forgot that you have to play 2 halves in a basketball game. So amazing first half against Denver in the season opener, but didn't really do shit in that second half. 0-6. So way to bounce back in this game. 30-piece. I think he came off with like 13 boards, 3 blocks. Like he was doing it all. Hit a 3 when they needed it. It was a very impressive game. Easy baskets at the rim all night, finishing through contact against multiple defenders. He finished the fourth quarter with 11 points. Wait, I said that wrong. He scored 11 points in the fourth quarter, finishing with 30. And then I think like the biggest surprise for the Lakers, at least through these first 2 games, has been the lack of production for Austin Reeves. Through the first 2 games, he's just kind of been floating around out there. Game 1, it was a decent game, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, but 4-11 shooting. And then last night he did shoot a little better, but his shots shrunk. He shot a few shots less, 4 of 7, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. So I don't know what it is right now. If he's just trying to find his place with all these new guys on the court, on the team, he doesn't want to step on toes. I don't know what it is, but they paid you that money so you can hoop. So go ahead and do that, my boy. Game 3, I would hope that he has a little bit more confidence offensively, and not like he's just not looking at the rim for the most part. At least in last night's game, he didn't really, like I said, just 7 shots for the entire game. And I don't think he even got to the free throw line. And if he did, it was maybe a couple shots. So, yeah. But the defense in that fourth quarter really, really shut down Phoenix. Just 11 points allowed to their, 28-29. 19-3 extended run. Just really shutting them down, bro. 9 forced turnovers in the fourth quarter alone. 1 of 14 the Suns were with 3 minutes to play in the fourth. So that is the identity of the Lakers, locking in on defense and making it hard for the other team's best player. But I will say I'm not convinced. For Kevin Durant to score 39 points and they still only lose by 5 when their second best player was Eric Gordon, I'm not convinced, Lakers. I'm not convinced. Like I said, Austin Reeves is, going through whatever he's going through where he can't get it going. And, Rui is not having the solid start to the season either. These guys that there was a lot of, built up hype around from last year's playoff run, they haven't had great starts. But Kevin Durant, a near 40-piece, and they still only lose by 5. The only reason they lost was a collapse in the fourth quarter, if we're being honest. I'm not convinced. Had the Phoenix Suns had Devin Booker or even Bradley Beal, this would have been a different outcome, because there's no way they're falling apart that bad with 2 great shot creators on the floor at one time. Especially if they had Devin Booker, the way that he played in game 1, there's no way the Lakers would have won this game, in my opinion. And continuing up with what I was saying about Kevin Durant, man, a lot of work in the mid-range, bro. I love to see it. The mid-range is quite literally my favorite shot in all of basketball, bro. You can ask whoever that knows me, that has ever seen me play basketball. The mid-range is my favorite shot in the world. And it's just clean when it falls, bro. 16 points for Kevin Durant once the third quarter started. He started off the third with 9 straight points scored for the Phoenix Suns. 15 points for the quarter, bro, on seemingly all midi pull-ups, bro. It was amazing to see. He hit the step back midi like it should have. Had he got his other foot behind the line, it would have been a 3. Beautiful to see, bro. The man is ridiculous, bro. He gave the Suns a 12-point lead heading into that fourth quarter, but like I said, the collapse. And not to mention, Frank Vogel sat him because they did have a 12-point lead and all the momentum. They sat him thinking that, we're good. Until he gets back in, they will maintain. That wasn't the case. He got back in the game with a 4-point lead, and they made 1 field goal, like I said, until 3 minutes to go left in the fourth quarter, and that was 1-3 by Kevin Durant. So it was a struggle for them. But I am very impressed with Brandon Goodwin. Like I said, Eric Gordon was their second best player tonight, at least offensively, filling in on the scoring tip. 12 of their 35 points with 8 minutes to play in that third quarter for Eric Gordon. So he was really giving them that that extra boost that they needed without Devin Booker or Bradley Beal. Josh Okogie's hustle plays all over the floor, everything, doing everything, bro. Although his points don't really, like the stats don't really show, he's one of those guys that the stat sheet doesn't show his actual worth and value in the game. So just 10 points, 8 rebounds, a few assists, but like I said, the hustle plays were there all night. And then like I mentioned, Brandon Goodwin, he was scoring the ball really solid tonight. 6 points in the first quarter, attacking the defense, getting after it on defense, and 10 points heading into the half, 4 of 6 from the field. I didn't watch Washington last year that much, so I didn't really know how impactful he was, but I'm really impressed of how he handled himself in this game without Devin Booker and Bradley Beal. That's gonna do it though, man. I'm glad it was only 2 games last night because I fell asleep halfway through this Lakers game. I had to wake up and watch it this morning. That's why there wasn't a video last night. But like I stated before, I will be in Cleveland tonight watching OKC Thunder. So there will be a vlog coming this weekend. Stay tuned for that. I appreciate y'all tuning in to this video though. Like, subscribe, comment. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.